attacks ahead of the U.S. midterm elections. Now, earlier, Facebook took down 652 pages, but it says we're spreading the false information, false pages on Facebook. Now, the social network says they were linked to Iran this time and Russia. Twitter has also taken action, removing 284 accounts allegedly linked to Iran. Now, it comes after Microsoft said it thwarted a cyber attack from Russia with links to the Kremlin. Now, the company's president tells me the threat needs to have a serious response.
We're seeing attacks really across the board, and we need to redouble our defenses. And this is true for conservatives and liberals, Republicans and Democrats alike. And we're only going to be successful in defending democracy in the 21st century if we take more proactive and systemic steps to strengthen defenses, as we're doing today in terms of the kinds of initiative we're announcing and taking with political candidates and campaigns and parties across the board.
What's confusing to some people is that we had, the Director of National Intelligence say, they monitor these attacks. They know that they're happening. How is Microsoft working with the government, and why does the government need Microsoft at all? I know that you're saying that you're offering to some of these think tanks free software, but the question is, what is the government doing?
Well, I think the government is increasingly doing quite a bit. We work and share information with people in government, not just in the United States, but in many countries, especially democratic societies around the world. The government is doing more, the tech sector is doing more, and we both need more ahead. We need to collaborate more closely. We need to strengthen defenses. We need to strengthen our responses. Frankly, we need to set aside enough of our differences across the political spectrum and between the political parties to come together and do what it takes to defend democracy.
Notice the issue he's bringing forward there. He calls it defending democracy, and he's saying that a lot of these attacks do not discriminate between political groups. Now, the cybersecurity company FireEye helped to identify some of that content we were telling you about on Facebook. The company's vice president of global intelligence told me these campaigns of false information are a threat now right across the globe.
Well, influence operations are nothing new. What is new is that it's leveraging multiple fake news sites and social media platforms across the world. This is something that is targeted at a global audience. The target audiences are in U.S., U.K., Latin America, and the Middle East. So it's really a broad global issue.
It's a broad global issue, and yet the attacks seem to be coming from different places now as well. I mean, we're used to hearing that these attacks originate from Russia, but now they're originating as well from Iran and perhaps elsewhere.
They're certainly taking a page from Russia's playbook when it comes to trying to influence a target audience. And in this case, what we believe are Iranian actors, what they're doing is trying to promulgate and disseminate ideas that align with Iranian national interests.
What do you think is at work here? Do you think these attacks are actually quite effective? And how much of it are tech companies like yours able to uncover?
Well, unfortunately, they don't need to be technologically advanced to be effective. We're the target audience. Our opinions, our ideas, and how we interpret the information is what they're looking to manipulate. So, unfortunately, they don't need to be sophisticated to be effective.
And how much of it do you think is getting missed out there, meaning that there are campaigns that are working? I know I saw a study from the UK recently that, had focused on a town in Germany, saying that, in fact, incidents of even violent attacks had increased where these programs were prevalent.
Well, certainly we're seeing it all over. It's not just an issue here in the United States. It's a global audience, and we are seeing a real focus on trying to really get a pro-Iranian narrative out there. And there is a lot of work that we need to do across all organizations, so across law enforcement, technological companies, cybersecurity groups. We can't tackle this just on a case-by-case basis. We need to do it together.
How damaging can this be to elections around the world? I mean, we've got the midterms coming up in the United States, but there are elections going on all the time in different areas of the world, not to mention just political issues that some people are trying to influence one way or the other.
These can be very effective. They are really trying to touch a nerve when they are putting these ideas out there. And like I said, they don't need to be that sophisticated. They mix both original content as well as adopted, real content, and really curate a narrative that can be very effective.
Yeah, and we have seen that work. And in fact, we've had the U.S. government and now European governments detail exactly how effective they can be. Sandra Joyce with FireEye, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.